Well, I think we got enough people to get started. Great. Well, welcome everyone to the governance call. Today is Monday, December 5th, and I will be your host. Let's get started with some check-ins. Tell me how you're feeling, what your focus is this week, and your intentions for the call. I am feeling busy. Gotta move this week. My focus for the week is to support Give Power, Give Economy Research, support the fundraisers, and just be around and be useful, I guess. Intention for the call is to facilitate, and I will pass it on to Danny Bell.
Good morning, sunshines. I'm feeling very good, feeling peaceful, mainly because I postponed some plans I had this week to give myself more space and feel more peaceful. And my focus this week is on pimping. Searching for cool pictures of pimps to put into my slideshow and all the other information. So that's tomorrow, and that's my focus today. If anybody has a project that they think is really well done that you want me to see or feature in this tomorrow, let me know. That's me. I'll pass it over to Hanners.
آره گوشم خرابه.
Amin, can you mute, please?
گوش خرابه.
Amin, mute.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Go ahead, Heather.
GM, everyone. It's nice to see everyone here. Today, I'm feeling a little sad. Our family dog died last night. So, but for work-wise, I'm really focusing on this WorkDAO partnership proposal and really just hoping that it will be done this week. And my intention for the call is to give updates around that topic. And I will pass it to Moshe Hop.
Thank you, Heather. Hello, everyone. Good to be here. So I'm feeling good. Sorry, wait. Sorry, 1 minute. My headphones went on.
Let's come back to you, and let's sling it over to Monique.
GM, everybody. I'm feeling good, better. My intention for this meeting just to sync up with you guys, try to engage myself more in the governance working group, and also I'm a little bit distracted. I gotta go for almost 45 minutes later, and I pass it on to the almond.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Monique. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling rested after a great weekend. My focus for this week is contribute and help to the Give Power launch. Is also the events that we have planned for this week, meaning the Giveth Essentials tomorrow and Pimp My Project on Wednesday. And my intentions for this call is to align in all the forum posts and see which one I'm missing to review that I can maybe add some feedback and contribute, and I'll pass it to Lauren.
Hey, yeah, I'm feeling good, like feeling tired and a little weird. Had a late night, and my intentions for the week are really Give Power focused. We're going to be launching Give Power on Tuesday of next week. So there's a lot to do before then, especially from the comms perspective. So that's where most of my energy is going to go this week. And intentions for the call are I don't have any specific intentions. I'm mostly just like here to hang out, and there's always something I have opinions on. I will pass it to Griff.
Griff, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. We'll come
Trying
back.
to.
Oh,
Am I there?
I think so.
Yay! Okay. So yeah, I'm just starting the day. Slow Monday. I didn't have any calls until this call, which is so nice. Oh my gosh. So I'm feeling great. And my focus this week, fundraising, grants, reviewing grants is going to be my big push. Hopefully, and reviewing blog posts and just reviewing content. That's going to be my focus for the week. Intentions for this call, none really. Yeah, just to answer, just to hang out and have opinions on things like Lauren said. I'll throw it over to. Uh-oh. How about Amin? Did Amin go?
Did you say me?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my intention is to listen and be updated. I have not been in this call for a long time, and yeah, maybe I'm a little excited about work now statement. Status actually, and yeah, that's it. I pass it back to you, Miss. I don't know who has done, but I was distracted. I'm distracted developer. I'm talking with Sharik about other stuff.
Developer. Let's try Moshe Hab. You got yourself figured out?
Yep. Thanks.
Okay.
And sorry for the disconnection. Yeah, so I'm feeling good, a little bit tired. Went on a long hike this weekend. And I was a bit distracted by notification center, going live with notification center today. But now it's all done. My intentions for this call is just to get updated, and sync up with everybody. And yeah, that's it. I'll pass it to Frishal.
Everyone, happy Monday. I'm feeling great, and my focus is for this week is to process the next batch of payments and also to remind on time reports for November. And my intentions for this call is to sync up and listen and also to send reminders. And I'll pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Trishelle. Feeling great this week, this Monday. Already had some calls. Intention for this call is to just sync up and see where I'm needed. And working for the week is basically help work with Clara on that projects map that we are developing, also with Monique and some other devs, and fine-tune get ready for the coming PFP collection after the Give Power party. And I'll pass it to Kai.
Yeah, hi. GM, I'm feeling good. I'm not distracted. My goals for this week are like always, support you guys. So if you need anything, I got some email requests, I think, so please shoot them up to me, and DevOps stuff, and tackling the security bounty thing. And yeah, maybe we can talk about that if you want, if there's nothing other than that pressing on the agenda, if you have any questions. And I give it to Nick. Did you go? Oh yeah, he just went.
No,
he
Nico
didn't?
didn't go.
No, I didn't yet. But yeah, thank you. Thanks, Kai. Yeah, I feel great and excited for the week, and I have no distractions. And my focus for this week will be helping out to integrate data for Giveth contributors into Coda, helping out and making sure that our buddy call reminders will be automated, starting the buddy calls for the fourth quarter. and yeah, more on GM task for this week. So my intention for this call is to listen and be updated. And I'm passing it to Tropical Mango.
Thanks, Jelly Royale. So actually, hold on, distractions, no distractions. Feeling good, and my intentions are to review, finish up, help out, blog posts, emails, brainstorming for things coming up, and of course the grants. And I will pass to not sure who now. Katabe?
Yes, thank you. DM everyone. My intentions for the week are focus on the Flea partnership and support with Give Power launching where I can, and helping a Spanish-speaking nonprofit group learn more about Web3 and ReFi. I'm feeling good, by the way, good and energized. Second call of the day, and one more to go, hopefully. And that's it. I have no distractions. Well, I'm kind of working a bit on the background. Thank you. Okay, I'll pass it to Bridges.
DM. Hello, how are you? I'm feeling this week is kind of difficult for me because my husband, I don't think, is in his best like mood now. So we spent yesterday like in the hospital because he broke his fingers. So he's attracting bad luck. So I'm kind of distracted with that, but I feel optimistic. Like I think after bad moments, good moments are coming. So this week I will be working like in some tasks that Gary leave me, and I'm starting to understand more what is happening in Giveth and in general magic. So that's all. Mitch, can you help me with the next one, please?
Yeah, let's pass it to Corey.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am feeling very good. My focus for the week is definitely Give Power boosting related for the launch on Tuesday, making sure that we have everything in order from a comms perspective. Yeah, no specific intentions for the call, just following along and looking at where I should put my attention. And I will, let me see, we are pretty far down the list now. So,
See if you're going to get it. There's one more.
Oh my God, it's so hard. First shot? No, you went.
I'll take it over, Corey. It was me.
Thanks. Okay.
No worries. Hey everyone, I'm feeling good today. My focus this week is going to be streaming mostly because Ashley is out, and working on some partnerships with punk domains and presenting them to the community. And intentions for the call, maybe talk a little bit about Nucleus, which is the way that we pay subscriptions thing on the forum. They responded. I had a call with them, and it'd be cool to move forward with this. And yeah, back to you, Mitch.
Oh, look at that. Suga jumped right in.
Woohoo! Hey, everyone. My ears were itching. Yeah, I'm not gonna be timing. Sorry, my best. So here I am. I'm catching on forum and all things proposals and such. Yeah, that's all I got. Back to you, Mitch. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks for joining. Cool. Well, there's just one thing here before we jump further down into the agenda. Heather, maybe you want to give us a quick update on the work now?
Yeah, so my update is that I have a meeting with them tomorrow morning, just to finalize the forum post for our partnership, and it's also just to negotiate some finer points of terms that will work better for our contributors, like having a shorter termination period from like 90 days down to like 30 to 45 days. So that means like you aren't like committed to their services for longer than you want if you want to cancel, and then also having a smaller down deposit on their services, which would just be a 1 month salary instead of 2. And then we're also talking about intellectual property rights as well, just ensuring that all of that stays with Giveth and the contributors. So yeah, it's been a lot of legal language. I'm trying to simplify the forum post so it's easy for everyone to understand and not just get lost in legal jargon. So I really hope that it'll be posted by this week. So if I need any support, I'll ask for it. Franco and Santi were helpful in reviewing the whole document. So that's my update.
Great, thanks, Heather. Let's keep moving down into some stuff in our DAOs. Multi-sigs, nothing to report there. Snapshots the same, nothing new. The Give Vault with 1 give passed, I think, sometime last week. In the Give Garden, nothing to report as of last night, unless one of you snuck something up there. And we have in our Give DAO, round 24, give backs, and the nice distribution as well. So those are up for voting. Please pass them. We got 24 hours to do it. Just go in there, check it out, vote. And apart from that, I think that's all we got to vote on for this week. Moving on into the forum, we got some stuff here. The first thing I wanted to point out was this Giveth Davos sponsorship, partnership proposal thing. Looks like this event is taking place mid-January during... Is this during the World Economic Forum? Yeah. In Switzerland. So there's an opportunity to sponsor it with $10,000 to $15,000 USD. Maybe we're not interested in that, but we would like to send some people there or like prepare some content or something. What I'm wondering is what you all think.
Yeah, I think this is a really cool event focused on DAOs. It's in the frame of the World Economic Forum. So maybe, yeah, sponsorship is something that we don't want to do, but just think of a comms partnership. I believe that Jake is already in conversations with Stefania to get together and brainstorm some ideas. But I don't know. I think, yeah, it would be great if someone could go and represent Giveth that's closer to you, that's in Europe maybe. So yeah, looking forward for this proposal. I think it's really cool, the DAO boss.
Have you guys heard of anyone else who's going? Like, is there a good speaker list or anything like that?
I don't really, well, I'm in the chat of the Dalvos that is in Telegram and talking with the organizers. They mentioned Algorand, Gitcoin, kind of like all the big names of the DAO space. I can share the website for you if you want to check out who is now confirmed.
I might consider it, but I'll look into it. I don't think we should sponsor though.
No, I mean just staying somewhere in Switzerland to physically attend is like crazy. Okay.
So there's one
Good.
side of the thing where it's like, if you never sit at the table or if you've never seen, even though, I mean, I'm talking about the World Economic Forum is a crazy place, which I'm not like in favor of, but it's important nonetheless, I guess, for the, grander scheme of things. But it's also, it's very hard to judge for me right now. I'll look into the thing, how, impactful this Davos thing can be. Definitely, I'm in general against like putting money down for sponsorships, at least for now, And like the comms partnership, why not? I heard that mentioned. I wouldn't
Yeah, I'm
go.
curious.
I'm very near, but I wouldn't go.
Yeah. I'm curious, like, when you say that, how impactful it's going to be, like, is it just going to be totally overshadowed by the World Economic Forum rather than the Davos event?
Isn't the purpose to have like a side event, to be near, to have like this, I don't know, proximity, maybe that somehow trickles over. There must be a plan somehow, I think.
Cool. Well, I wish Jake was here. But that would be cool to know, like, what he's been talking about with Estefania. Okay. And I guess on that note, it would be cool to keep more of the comms people in the loop, I guess, if Jake is talking to them.
I would just say like I mean, speakers are one thing, but I would be really curious to know who's really attending. Like, is there, like, I don't know if there's a way to confirm that, because if there is, I don't know, they seem like, yeah, if there's going to be like overflow from the World Economic Forum, that could be like really awesome. But otherwise, I'm always concerned with these events that it's kind of just like an echo chamber for like everyone in the DAO space that like kind of gathers as a side event and is talking about the same things again. So for me, I would think it's like more impactful to know like, yeah, who's going to be showing up from outside of that sphere. Switzerland is a really, really key area, I think there's like so much going on there. It'd be cool to have a presence, but sponsoring, for me, I would want to know like, yeah, who's coming.
All right. Well, sounds like we got some questions then. What's the best way you think, Alman, to follow up with Estefania? In the forum or?
Yeah, I don't think that Jake already talked with anyone related. I had one call with Stefania and with another person that's part of the organizers, and I told them to write the proposal in the forum, and basically that's it. So I believe Jake is getting with them this week, and yeah, would be good to the comms team and the Davos team to just stay in touch, and maybe I'll tell them to post all the updates through the forum just so everyone knows all these questions of attendees and who's participating and so on.
So should we forward our questions to Jake, or how should we do this?
I can, for this to make for this to be faster, I can just ask Estefania and tell her to post on the forum.
Okay. Great. So then, yeah, if you guys have any specific questions like Griffin, Corey, maybe just tell Almond to reach out and pass them on to the organizers.
I'm gonna apply to be a speaker and then figure out my calendar. I probably won't do it. I'd say like 30%, but might as well. Might as well get their yes and say no if I want.
Okay. Great. Anything else on this? Giveth, Davos. Onboarding Flea attendees. I saw you guys had a meeting today, a brainstorm. If there's anything you want to share?
Yeah. So I can actually right now send here. There is a thread right now on Discord. So for anyone that wants to get involved or just see what's happening, just put it there in the chat. Also the notes from the call are there in that thread, and we just started getting the ball rolling with ideas. One of the concerns is who is attending, because it is again at the same time that it's Denver, and so far I am confirmed, but we don't have any more confirmations from the people that attended to the call. Franco and Santic said, well, like if needed, I can go to represent. Most people are a bit busy. That's also the last question on the forum. So I tag a few people that I think that will be really cool to have there, but I know that it's going to be problematic with the conflicting time with Denver. Anyways, one of my homeworks right now is to see the specific dates, and if maybe someone can, I don't know, be present at the Flea one or two of the days, and then at East Denver or something like that, just to have more clarity on that. What are the key days on East Denver? What are the key days on Flea? And we have now some next steps. We are potentially planning to do kind of like some journeys and some call to action that goes into the Flea communications. But this is just at the beginning. But I do want to push it because time is running, and it's the event is not too far away. It's in 3 months. So yeah, that will be the updates. I don't know if anyone has any questions, or anyone that was in the brainstorming session wants to add something that I might have missed.
I hope that you're talking to Breachy since she's in Merida, and that unfortunately the important days of East Denver completely overlap. Like I think it's, at least for me, I think it's impossible to do both. And yeah, unless if someone was like, oh, I want to do the hackathon in East Denver and then go to this conference, it would work. But if you want to go to both conferences, it just can't work. Like there's no chance for me. Like they could easily put a speaking time for me during that conference, or anyone else who's planning to speak.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I haven't get Breaches into the loop, but I definitely will.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can attend the event. I don't think I will go to Denver because I'm having visa issues. So I will be here.
Okay. Cool. And then you'll be following up in Discord, good? Is that the best way to keep the convo going, Kotabe?
Yeah, I think in Discord it's going to be kind of like the very specific, the nitty and gritty. I guess that's how it's called. And on the forum, like the forum also has the advice process and the event that it's there. So I'll be keep checking the forum and maybe put there some important updates, but mostly like very specific tasks or like like not high level, but like more detailed updates in on Discord for now.
Okay. Got it. Cool. Well, I think we're at the bottom of the things I had on the forum, but before we get into the PSAs, I know, Kai, did you have something to say for the bug bounty? Are you still here, Kai?
Just yeah, just as an update, I mean, we need a committee that is part of a multi-sig and that is then used to create the bounties. And we had Griff, me, Jim, and Moshihab as volunteers for that committee. If you have any smart contract experience, would be nice to have like even more in that field, like I mean, people like Amin, for example, but I guess everyone has lots on their plate. And, you know, we can always get, this is just like the executing arm of the bounty thing. So, yeah, if there is nothing, no voice against any of those volunteers, I would say we go ahead and, you know, work that out. And there is more like later, like because we need to define some stuff. But it's very good because we have Griff, and I think it's a nice committee. I think.
Cool. Great. Well, I'm glad it's moving forward. Was there anything else from the check-ins that I don't know if Rochelle had something and
I wanted to mention the thing about the nucleus card.
yeah.
I don't know if anybody had the time to read it, but I had a call with them and I invited them to the forum so they could like make a little explanation. Basically, like the only things I see that would be like a blocker is that there's like a little bit of KYC, which is it's not a lot. I think it's just like for them to check with the bank or something. I don't know, but like they don't have access to your actual multisig or whatever. It's just like a very standard KYC. And then the other thing is that they can only use USDC on mainnet for the moment. That's the thing. And then like the first step would be like have a multisig with funds, and then one of the signers have to do the KYC, and once that like they have like a really nice dashboard, and then you can create a virtual card that you can use, and then you assign a certain amount of money to that card, and then it pops up in the notice safe as a transaction that you have to approve, and then you unlock the funds for that card, and then you can use it, and you can create as many virtual cards as you want as well with pre-approved amounts that you can use from the safe. So I don't know if yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know if like you think you already have like a multisig, you're like anyone, I don't know which multisigs are. I'm not a signer of any multisig, so I have no idea. But yeah, the next step would be for a signer to the KYC so we can try it out.
Mm-hmm. And are there any like country restrictions? Where do they have to be from?
They left like a list of countries where you can be from. Yeah, there's like a list there in the forum post if you check it. Like they said that they wouldn't have any problems with European nationalities or US. Like they said, preferably US citizen, but if not, like that's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I would love not to do the KYC. Kind of throw that out there.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, we'll check that out, and then we'll have a look at the multi-sig we want to use, and then who can do the KYC. Cool. Thanks, Franco. PSAs. We got our buddy reviews. I am horrible at this. I have not had my buddy review with Lauren. But it's gonna happen, I promise. Self-review forms. If you want to give feedback for yourself or to Giveth as an organization, make sure you fill that out. Contributor feedback forms. You can give feedback at any time you want, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. If you want to give feedback to your fellow contributors, please do so using that form. And also make sure that you call for people to fill out forms ahead of a buddy review call that's been scheduled, so that you guys have something to talk about. And let Nico know, keep him in the loop if you have any scheduled buddy calls for that as well. And make sure you're doing it every 3 months. And one more from Frashelle. Maybe you wanna show it. This little PSA.
Yeah, sure. There's still some people who didn't submit their November time report, so please fill that out. And yeah, please, please, please. Thank you.
Okay. And what was the deadline? Yesterday?
Today was the deadline.
Today is the deadline.
Yes.
So don't make Frashelle hunt you down. Get it done.
Thank you.
Okay. Great. Anything else, anyone? We got 20 minutes left.
I have, if we have space, I was gonna wait to propose this, but I think it might be worth talking about briefly. Is if conviction voting is useful for us right now. Right, it hasn't caused any problems, but I don't know. I've been considering taking it, like suggesting the TEC actually stop using it because there aren't very many proposals, and I think it works better when there's a lot of proposals than if there's just a few.
Do you think that like you should replace it with something else? Because it is still nice that we have like an ability for people to fund things in a decentralized way, you know. Like we have a process for it. That's the place that they go. We have all these funds in the Gift Garden Common Pool. It's nice that that's still available. We can actually like distribute it. But so what would be its replacement?
Just DAO voting.
Just
the
DAO
decision voting.
Like
Yeah.
that we would set up. We would only use DAO voting in the garden to allocate funds. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or yeah, basically.
It's a lot, yeah. It's harder to pass stuff. It's a bit more difficult to set up the votes. It's actually a lot more difficult to set up the votes through DAO voting. Because there's no UI just to like request funds. There's nothing. You'd have to get someone to do it through EVM CRISPR and make it. So the technical overhead is a lot higher. What I do, I have beef with conviction voting because it gives out all of the funds at once. And to be honest, twice now, we had Giveth info and TrueBlocks, and we gave them all the funds, and we have nothing to show for it. And I'm actually kind of pissed about that. So if there was a better way where like we could do milestone-based funding or streaming funds, you know, I hate to say it, you know, it's like it's coming full circle, guys. But like we gave all the funds up front at once, because that's just the way it works, or the easiest way to do it. And then there's no incentive for them to deliver afterwards or to keep delivering. So we've gotten burned twice, and I'm wondering if there's a better way.
Why don't what we could do is like create a modification to our governance process. Like if it's not too hard to streamline the ability for people to create DAO votes, so there's the opportunity for Give token holders to vote no on things that they don't like, then we can also do like, you ask for, you're asked in your proposal, you put the full request, but you have to put 2 proposals, one at the, one at the beginning that covers 30% of the cost and one at the end for the rest. I do like the ability of giving some of the funds later. I also just think it's always really uncomfortable when you've like paid for work. Like, let's
hope they deliver. I'm also on that same on a different tangent. I know, Griff, you're probably aware that SEM was looking at demoing osmotic funding through the TEC, which, I mean, it's not perfect, but basically, to give you guys the overview since we have time, basically it's like conviction voting, where like you can stake favor in proposals, but all it does is it creates a stream instead. So it streams from the total amount of the Give Garden funds, and the more people that signal favor for it, the higher the stream becomes. So it's like you can kind of like have a controlled valve of how much funding goes to them. And that's just like another app, a voting app that can be installed to the gardens, as it is now. There's like a few things that like wouldn't quite fit our use case, and I'm wondering if like SEM can make some modifications, but it's an interesting way of like, instead of giving all the funds all at once, you instead like kind of just stream them over time. And then if we no longer support the project or whatever, then people just unstake their tokens, and then the stream goes down. Could be something to check out, but I agree. For me, that's like I think conviction voting like works enough, like well enough, and it's got an easy way to interact with it. But my beef is that like, I don't know, giving away all the funds up front, and it's hard for people to make follow-up proposals, and milestone-based funding doesn't work well. Go ahead, Suga.
Sorry, but conviction voting aside, shouldn't it already be the case that, I mean, I don't know about the countries where you live, but where I live, it's very uncommon that you would pay for anything up front. You pay 30% by law, I think, and then at the end of the project, you finish it. I don't think that necessarily needs to be tied into the tool, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just like splitting things up is also hard with conviction voting, right? Because it takes time. You can't reliably pay somebody out because it's based on all these other factors.
I mean, we can do this socially though. We can say, hey, you're asking for that much, and then in the forum be like, well, first, how about you deliver something? We'll give you this much for the first part, pass that proposal, and then we'll see. I mean, we can do that socially. Of course, it sounds like you're requesting proposal inverter, which should be coming out soon, right?
Yeah, we'll see how soon.
They say
2024
January.
sounds like a great year.
Yeah. I think.
But I was also like referring to Giveth Trace, OG milestones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think to add to the social layers, we have our documentation, the forum post, everyone explains governance process, and we make it like explicit with like rules that are easy to follow. We can also update the funding proposal template where it's like, we have it set up so that it says like, what are your requested funds and where do they go? And we just like add a section of like, when will the first deliverable be? And you'll get this much at what point,
That's a good idea to create milestones. We could also just change the parameters of conviction voting a little bit. I think, or at least look at them if it starts to be a problem. The reason I worry about conviction voting is because it's sort of if you know there's this minimum conviction factor, and if you reach that, basically if you wait, you know, if you reach that and you're not asking for much money, you can just pass. If there's no other proposals, the proposal will pass very easily. It's like there isn't like it feels like conviction voting is really designed for a lot of proposals, so we're not using it in its like ideal use case. We haven't had any issues, so it's probably fine, but worth considering.
Yeah, we'll see how it reacts, because we just took 25 million out of the pool, so it might be extremely hard actually for anybody to pass something right now. But like you say,
I agree with what you say,
Go ahead.
Greg, but there is also a big difference between a proposal that's requesting a lot of money and a proposal that's requesting a small amount of money. If you just have to ask someone who's requesting, I don't know, $200, $300 to go through the process of delivering something, like for instance, the video that we are producing right now. Probably you can deliver something if you're working, hand in hand with someone inside Giveth. But if it's something that you're not working directly with someone involved in the organization, you're probably going to deliver at the end, because there doesn't have that too much sense to deliver something in between. So it's kind of tough to define specific rules for all the proposals. And I agree with Suga that usually you don't pay up front, but that also depends on the market and on the conditions on the market. I've had to pay up front some products in real life because there was huge demand. And although you don't like it and it doesn't seem, what you usually would do, it's the way it is, because they have a long line of people demanding for that specific product. So as long as it works, just for avoiding the hassle of going through implementing something different, I would keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, sounds good.
I think we'll find something interesting in the next couple of months with osmotic funding that might be an interesting, like, another option. Yeah, and I was gonna say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. It's worked well enough for us up until now, albeit with these other problems, which is probably our fault. I think it's more our fault that we gave them all the money up front, to be honest.
Luckily, honestly, both of them held, and then it went to zero. And I think that's or it didn't go to zero, but it went to like a lot less. And I think that's also part of their lack of motivation.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So no, I don't think there's any clear action items here. Something to think about, more or less. Cool. Great. Well, we got 10 minutes left. Anyone else think of something to talk about, or?
I have just a
No
PSA.
obligation? Oh, yes, Kotabe.
For any Spanish-speaking people, or anyone that wants to try to figure out something in Spanish, I recorded a presentation that is going to be streamed for Talent Land, Latin America. Super happy about it. I felt that it was a really good presentation about Giveth in Spanish. And so I'll just share here the link in case you want to check it out. It's going to be streamed live at like in, it's going to be 10 here, in 4 hours. But it's also going to be recorded, so I'll share it later. That's it.
Cool. Did you drop a link somewhere, or are you gonna give us? Yeah, you got it here. Cool. Yeah. Maybe someone from comms. can show that, I think that's great.
Another quick announcement is just we're gonna change the name of Budget Box to something. If you have any ideas, feel free to DM, and we'll actually make it a vote on Budget Box because that's kind of fun, and it's a good story, right? So if you have a name, the top names right now are like Face Off, Pairwise, and what else was there? Let me just look really quick. Coupled choices, power ranking, polar, compare with pair spelled P-A-I-R, and social choice. There's a few others too, of course. So if you have any names that you want added to the options for naming this, your name could be ranked the highest. Feel free to give me some DMs, and I'll add it to the list.
For
We'll start
the specific Giveth version.
No, it would be the general. It wouldn't be the specific Giveth version. It will be the general like app.
Okay.
Well, it'll end up with its own website, and it'll be something where anyone can create a vote, and we'll make that kind of thing. And then Giveth will likely fork it and include it into our website, and we'll name it whatever we want. Blah blah blah. But like this is for the general app. Feel free to DM if you have any names to add, and the voting will start either the end of this week or the beginning of next.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Cool. And I just posted a link to Get Give on Zerion that Jake put up there. So just go upvote that and it'll help like boost our proposal and Get Give on Zerion.
Yes, please upvote that. We need it. And if you have multiple email addresses, you can upvote it multiple times.
Awesome. I love it. Let's hack the system. Let's do it right now. Woohoo! Put my rocket up there.
Spam them.
Cool.
Civil attack.
Yeah. Thanks, Griff. Good thing we got this recorded. All right. Well, I'm calling it. This is the end of the Givernance call. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And let's do this again, same time next week.